So for the next one is Inscription. So this is my Inscription, the level 7, level 6, level 5, and level 3. So this is the best Inscription that I have right now. So I tested many inscriptions, many rotation. I spent many hours in training ground just to figure out what will be the best for me. This is what I have for the weapon, Seal and Talisman. Superior Technique is the number one. Number one that you want to max out. Want to have level 3, level 7, so you will prioritize this than Smite or other inscriptions, the Superior Technique. You need to level 9 this as much as possible because we need that challenge aeroplane or 50% or 2 additional sources of damage something, and the damage to bosses. So next, check the Seal Talisman because I have level 7 here. So Superior Technique like this, Unbreakable. Why? This is the second best other than Superior Technique because when HP and Crimson Barrier combined are over 80% of max HP, damage plus 12%. So how can we explain it in another term, because many people got confused on this. So let's say when max HP, let's say 100, because we only have HP, and Crimson Barrier, which is 0, so 100 plus 0 is still 100, are over 80% of max HP, so it's still over of max HP because we have 100% HP, damage plus 12%. So we can just ignore this Crimson Barrier because most of the time we have 0 of this. So let's just say when HP are over 80% of max HP, damage plus 12%. So yeah. So level 9 is good too, level 8, and so on. Smite is good for just to fill it up because it's just a raw stats. Alliance can be too because it's kinda good for the crit damage, but I would suggest Smite because it have base stats here. It's up to you what you have right now, like what I said. But your priority is Superior Technique, Unbreakable, and Smite or Alliance. Next is the head, breastplate, and shoes. No. Yeah. Head, no, head, gloves, and shoes. So for the head, the number one you need or you want is level 9 destruction. Level 7 will be the key. I mean the must have. Same as adaptive, which I only have level 6. So destruction, adaptive, and the final one is either swiftness. You can also use offensive. And some use kill streak, but I don't recommend this. It's really up to you. Which is what you want. Destruction, adaptive, and I guess kill streak or swiftness. That is a must-have for the head, gloves, and shoes. So for the clothing, breastplate, and pants, the number one is extraordinary technique. Especially when you're a BS user, the blinding silhouette energy acquisition plus 50% and 7 additional hits. And when casting BS, 15 ENH. So it's very good. So next is the fundamental, which I have maxed, which is kinda lucky. I have this max early in the game. And level 30 and below, active skill damage plus 50% and plus 2 levels. So what are the level 30 and below? It is the level 20 blinding silhouette and level 15. Wait, let's check. Here you go, level 30. So if you're using Crescent Blade, this is the level 31. Level 25 Sword Spirit, which is one of the heavy hitting skills. Our main damage, Blinding Silhouette, is level 20. Level 15 Blade Dance, and level 10 Sword Tornado. So there are many heavy hitting skills that we use here. So fundamentals is very good in this. And the other one is just feel. I'm using quenching, but you can also use charge technique for flat damage, but I suggest quenching because it's kind of easy to proc this. But if you wanna do straight damage or straight stats, just use this charge technique. And next one is the accessory. Divinity, bracer, necklace, and ring. So for the number one that you must have is challenger. So why? Because damage the boss, and each attack mark enemies, and damage to mark enemies increased by 10%. So let's say 20% more damage to boss. And once every 10 seconds, and hit a mark, and damage additionally increases. Which it's so good. What I can say about this. So more damage to boss if you just hit them. Level 7 is the best because when you have level 6, it will be unmarked every 10 seconds, and you will have damage increase or decrease by 50%. So you have to basic attack or something. Next priority is elemental endurance that will boost around the 5-piece black feather for the rest and attribute damage. And also for raid dungeon, you will survive even more. The least priority is attribute master. You only need level 4 for the gain all attribute attack. So for this, if you have all level 7, you need to have level 9 challenger, level 8 elemental endurance, and level 4 attribute master. For the total of, I think, 21, if I'm not mistaken. 17, 14, and 21. Yeah. So that's it for the inscription. But summon lighting is kind of good too if you don't have either elemental endurance or challenger. Resonance is kind of bad for me. If level 8, I don't know if level 9 is kind of good. But for the level 8, 7 to 8 is kind of bad for the duration. So it's up to you. It's up to your gameplay, to be honest. But it's the ideal set if you wanna have a good inscription for now. So that's it for the inscriptions.